This story was from the New York Post. Missing Texas boy Rudy Farias trapped as slave by his own mother who made him play daddy. Well, a Houston activist helping Rudy Farias, who miraculously appeared last week after he went missing 8 years ago, alleged Wednesday the 25-year-old was actually trapped at home with his mother who made him play daddy. Community activist Quanell X held an impromptu press conference with local reporters where he shared the details of the alleged abuse that he said came to light during a conversation between Farias and Houston investigators. She would ask him to play daddy. She told him that he had to be the husband, Quanell X said. Quanell X claimed Farias told him and the authorities that his mother, Janie Santana, kept him under wraps for nearly a decade while lying and essaying him. Houston police said Wednesday they are investigating the case and did not announce any charges against Santana. Police added that the department cannot discuss specifics of the interviews and cannot confirm whether the reported contents of the interview are entirely factual. Activist Quanell X was with Rudy Farias as he left the hotel. Farias was found unresponsive outside a church with cuts and bruises Thursday after he was reported missing in 2015. His mother claimed days ago, but now her story is being heavily scrutinized. The troubled man's mother asked the activist to join them in a meeting with investigators at a local hotel, but he was shocked to learn what Farias has to say, according to KHOU. Farias' mother told Fox 26 off-camera Wednesday that her son was kidnapped and taken to Mexico 8 years ago before he found his way home. She also reportedly said that she wanted to cut her son's interview with police short because he had been through a lot and wasn't completely with it. The mother and son were at the hotel after police left, KHOU reported. Quanell X said Farias accused Santana of forcing her son to sleep in the bed with her while he had no clothes on and giving him hallucination drugs, mushrooms, and more. He also claimed he told police his mother would often lock him in a room. Farias allegedly said he fled from his home recently because he wanted his own life, Quanell X said. He allegedly said he was tired of living like a slave. What troubled him the most was her crossing his personal space boundaries, Quanell X recounted. He said that she would make him sleep in the bed with her and that she would make him play daddy. He said that he didn't like getting into bed, that he would try to sneak out of the bed and sometimes hide under the bed, but she told him he had to be her husband. The mother also allegedly stared at him in the shower and would make him bathe her, Quanell X claimed Farias told police. After Wednesday's meeting, Farias was seen walking out of the hotel room with a blanket over his head and Quanell X escorting him into a car before they went back inside, KPRC reported. When Farias originally went missing while walking his dogs in 2015, he came back 2 days later, Quanell X said. And she told him he had to hide, he said, that he was going to get in trouble and they were going to arrest him for running away. Neighbors told KTRK this week they often saw Farias around the neighborhood in recent years and were shocked to hear he had been missing for nearly a decade. Neighbors also told the television station he was known as Dolph, short for Rudolph. He used to come in our garage, chill with my cousin, son, and daughter, Keisha Ross told the news outlet. Quanell X claimed Wednesday that Farias was allowed to visit the homes of neighbors under an assumed name and that Santana thought enough years had passed that people had forgotten about the case. 4 private investigators who tried to locate Farias told Insider they were concerned whether Santana was telling the truth. There's something dark and dirty here, Brenda Paradise told the outlet. The next news story I'm going to read is from KHOU 11. Despite all the accusations reportedly made by Farias, Quanell X said he repeatedly told him he didn't want his mother to get in trouble. He kept saying, I don't want her to go to prison. I don't want her to go to prison, Quanell X said. Farias was reportedly missing in March of 2015. At the time, he was 17 years old, and authorities reported he went missing while walking his 2 dogs in Northeast Houston. The 2 dogs were later found, but Rudy was gone. Family members of Farias were at the hotel where Quanell spoke to the media and said they were shocked and hurt about what they heard.
She lied to the family so many years. Okay, now I don't know what HPD. Where have y'all been? Y'all need to take her. Okay, I raised that boy all my life. Okay, that's wrong what she did to me. I've been looking for 2015 or 2016. Nowhere to be found. I thought he was. I guess not. She hid from her family. That was wrong and awful. You mean? They hurt me, my cousin, all my family right now.
One family member said, that girl needs to go to jail. I'm going to say I'm very worried about Rudy. Very worried, Farias' aunt, Pauline Sanchez Rodriguez said. Sylvia Lopez, another one of Farias' aunts, said she hasn't seen him since the day he went missing. And over the years, she even traveled out of state with Santana to help me out there in California, thinking that they had found somebody that looked like Rudy, Lopez said. And I went all the way with her. Cornell X said the reason Farias was found last week was because he stole his mother's car to get away from her. Cornell X said he ended up crashing the car, and that's when he was later found outside of a church in southeast Houston by a Good Samaritan. KHOU 11 reporter Anna Yeli Ruiz said she saw Farias and Santana leave together after speaking with investigators at the hotel.
¿Cómo estás, Rudy? ¿Cómo estás, Rudy? Hola, Rudy. ¿Estás contento de que estás bien, Rudy?
The department said they are aware of the allegations being put out there, but they are not in a position at this time to discuss specifics of the interviews or if the content being released is entirely factual. During the press conference today, HPD police chief says Rudy is a potential victim and is safe with his mother by choice. He also said that the case had gone dormant and was not actively being investigated. Over the years, during the investigation, fictitious names and date of births were given when the police would follow up on leads and tips. The DA is not filing any charges for providing false information at this time. Also, something that I found shocking during the press conference is that the detective that interviewed Rudy said that he didn't hear any statements about being SA'd. So where did all of that come from? Where did all those accusations come from? The community activist that was there in the room during the investigation said the complete opposite. I'm very confused. It is my belief that something happened to Rudy. I'm not sure what, I wasn't there. But has anybody ever heard of Stockholm Syndrome and what it does to a person? People with Stockholm Syndrome form a psychological connection with their captors and begin sympathizing with them. One example of that is Rudy saying that he didn't want his mother to get in trouble, although he claimed she did all these horrible things to him. In addition to the original kidnapper hostage situation, Stockholm Syndrome now includes other types of trauma in which there's a bond between the abuser and the person being abused. This is sick. And again, nothing has been proven. Nobody has been charged with anything. These are all allegations.